Sergeant, I had asked you yesterday about the subscriber information as it relates to People's Exhibit 16, which is for that 231-743-3137 text now number. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And I had asked you about the phone ownership dates. What is the actual registration date as it relates to that phone number for NaZiyah Harris? These are limited.
If I could look at the report to refresh.
Intermatter.
Yes.
Thank you.
The registration date for the 231 number is March 4th, 2023.
Okay, and that's as it relates to NaZiyah Harris getting that number.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, I want to just backtrack a little bit before getting back to the messages. You had stated yesterday that when you searched Mr. Buck's home, you had found some guns.
Yes.
Did you, in any other searches, did you find any other kind of weapons?
Yes.
And what were the, well, first, where were they found and what were they?
When we had searched Nev, there was a firearm inside the vehicle, the same vehicle that had Mr. Buck's phone. That firearm was later determined to be registered to Tashiana. When we searched Mr. Buck's car, there were several like kitchen knives in there throughout the car, various sizes. There was the weapons that were inside his home. And I believe that was as far as any weapons. There might have been some other type of blunt instrument or something, but nothing significant that I documented.
Okay. And Mr. Butt's vehicle that Escalade was processed,
Yes.
and those items were sent to the lab,
Yes.
and that's along with Miss Latricia Johnson's Nissan.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want to talk in your training and experience, having been with police for 24 years. Have you seen types of wounds made through clothing?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you saw the black hoodie that was recovered had some holes in the head, in the hood area.
Yes.
Okay. Now, are you familiar with what, like either some sort of like sharp object or a gun or something of the sort? Are you familiar with what that would look like through clothing?
And yeah, at this point, I'm going to object. I think the answer would call for her to speculate on what caused these wounds.
I'm not asking her to say what caused the holes.
Call the holes. My
In this
apologies.
specific
Yeah,
case, but in her
correct.
experience.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
you may be objecting after a few questions, but for this one overruled.
Yeah. So throughout the hundreds of scenes that I've been to, various scenes, whether they may be fatal stabbing, it may be a blunt force trauma. I've responded and processed many gunshot scenes. When there's clothing where a weapon was used, you do see that type of tearing. It could be from a bullet hole, it could be from a knife, it could also be from a struggle or pulling.
Okay. And just to be clear, you don't know how those holes got in the hood of that black hoodie?
Correct.
Okay. But those holes could be, in your experience, consistent with things that you have observed in your training and experience as it relates to struggles, stabs, bullets, things of that sort?
Correct.
Okay. Now, on Mr. Butt's phone, after that January 9th text to NaZiyah saying okay, was there any other texts to NaZiyah's number after that date?
From Mr. Butt's phone?
Yes.
No.
there was no attempts to reach NaZiyah's number on Mr. Butt's phone.
There was no contact between Mr. Butt's phone and the text now number after that.
Okay. And in your role in this case, did you go through NaZiyah's kind of social media records and things like that?
Yes,
Okay. And since January 9th, 2024, have you been able to find anything as it relates, anything from NaZiyah Harris on social media?
no.
Now, we got to hear some of these text messages in the interview, but going through them, that's it. We're going to start now. Let's start with 15. Starting with people's Exhibit 15. These are the messages from 313-379-5882. Do you have a copy with you?
I don't have a copy of that number.
Can you read the messages that were sent from that number to Jarvis Butt's number, or I guess the messages that were captured within People's Exhibit 15? So, including the dates and approximate times.
So the first message is September 24th, 2022 at 22:15 hours UTC. She says, "Bald head Janiyah, come here."
And that's to a number that's not Mr. Butt's.
Correct.
Okay.
Then the next message is on September 27th, 2022. All of these dates are from 2022. So September 27th, at 1:37 a.m. UTC, it is sent to Mr. Butt's phone. "We fitnessing, happy birthday." Immediately after that, at the 17-second mark, again to Mr. Butt's phone, it says, "Come on." On that date, September 27th at 1:52 a.m., another message is sent to Butt's phone asking, "You okay?" September 27, 2022, 1:54 a.m., she sent a message, "Where we doing it at your choice." Immediately following that text, a message is received to NaZiyah, to this text now number, from Mr. Butt's phone that says, "You tell me." 9:27, 1:55 a.m. A message is replied to Jarvis, it says, "Basement." 1:56 a.m. A message is sent to NaZiyah from Mr. Butt's phone that says, "You sure?" At 1:56 a.m., a message is sent to NaZiyah, from NaZiyah to Mr. Butt, saying, "Or job." At 1:57 a.m., a message is sent to NaZiyah from Mr. Butt's phone, saying, "Can you suck my dick, please?" The message immediately following that, from Mr. Butt's phone to NaZiyah, "And make sure you erase the messages."